yards. Right then, what is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to the GolfMagic channel and welcome back to another episode of our brand battles. Today, you join me at the Swing Suite at Crowhurst Golf Club, an exceptional facility with TrackMan, and what I'm going to use today to compare these two drivers. You're wondering, what the hell is this? Well, if you've seen by the title, I'm going to be comparing the Cobra RADSPEED, Cobra's newest release of drivers and metalwoods for 2021, to the Cobra or King Cobra Deep Face driver. Driver that was famously known as Tiger Woods' first driver that he used in 1997 when he burst onto the scene. This driver is something. It does not look anything like the drivers that we have now in the modern era. It looks more like a 3 or even a 5 wood, and it's going to be interesting to see how different the Cobra RADSPEED is to this driver, a driver that is 24 years older than the one that I have in my hand right here. I wonder what results I'm going to get from this. It has got a bit of a whippy shaft. The grip, I wouldn't even call it a grip, but I'll be interested to see how far I hit this and how far today's technology has come in comparison to what was 20 years or so and what the professionals used. I'll talk a little bit how they look in comparison to each other, and then just go into the feel, the distance that I'm getting in data, and how far I can actually hit both drivers. Let's get right into the video. So let's talk about the looks of these two drivers and the differences between the two in just a generational approach, and just see what I think's better. I think you guys can probably tell already, but this just looks just like I'm comparing a driver to an actual 5 wood. Looking down at the clubs to begin with, the size of the club is really taking me aback. I know we all know that drivers a few decades ago were smaller, but truly this is double the size. The RADSPEED is double the size of the King Cobra Deep Face. It's not an ugly driver by any means, and you can see it's still got those kind of turbulators at the back that you see present in the RADSPEED and in other drivers as well. So you can see there's still technology back in the 90s, but this driver is completely different. There's no carbon in it, it's completely made out of steel, and although it has a deep face, yeah, you can see it just looks like a piece of metal, whereas the RADSPEED itself, we've talked about it a lot in the past, is a revolutionary driver. It's got carbon crown, it's got so much technology packed into it that you know that this driver is going to perform better than the King Cobra. It's adjustable as well, the RADSPEED. Unfortunately, the King Cobra Deep Face isn't adjustable. There's no adjustable hosel on it. That's a shame, but I wasn't really expecting anything else like that. I do have a different shaft in this one compared to the RADSPEED. I've seen a few criticisms in the past of some videos. I'm sorry that I couldn't get the same shaft, but what are you going to do? But yeah, these are completely different drivers, and what would I expect just looking down at this from first instance, like how the performance is going to do? Yeah, so this one I feel like it's going to be more consistent, it's going to go further. This one, looking down at it, again, it looks like a 5 wood, so I'd probably be more comfortable hitting this one out off the fairway than actually off a tee. But I reckon this one I'm going to struggle in terms of ball striking. It looks quite difficult to hit. Obviously, it's not 440 cc's, 460 cc's, so it's going to be a little bit tougher, and it's just not going to feel as nice. So, without me really just looking into any more detail of the looks, let's just have a hit of these two and just see how they perform. I've already hit the RADSPEED a lot, so I know how it performs. I know this is an exceptional golf club, but I've never hit this club before. So let's see how I get on. Right, so I've hit the RADSPEED and the Deep Face driver a little bit now, just to see how they both feel, and as you'd expect, it's just like hitting night and day. There's no comparison in terms of feel. The exceptional increase in terms of the generational approach here for golf clubs, I think feel is going to be probably the massive factor here. The Deep Face driver feels like you are just kind of just hitting a plank of wood. I'm sound like I'm being really mean towards it, because it is still a pretty decent driver, which we'll get onto in a little bit, but it doesn't feel like a nice driver to hit. I don't feel that rewarding when I hit shots, because I think there's a few reasons to that. The sweet spot of this driver is that big. It's genuinely that big. It's very difficult to hit. it's still, it's fun, it's enjoyable in terms of like seeing the results, but I would not take this out on a golf course. It would be a safety risk for all players on the golf course if anyone took this club out. I was getting decent actual results in terms of the actual swing speed and stuff, but I'll get onto that in the data section. The RADSPEED, I've gone into it many times, it's a very forgiving driver and you still get exceptional performance, and the feel of it is top class. You're never going to rival it. For a 2021 driver, the RADSPEED is up there with the big boys. So that's why, for me, comparing this to a driver that's 24 years old, there's no comparison in terms of feel. That driver is not that nice to hit, and there's a reason why it doesn't cost a lot right now. Saying that though, I'm not going to get into the data, but the shots that I hit well, the shots that I hit out the middle, they went pretty far. They went pretty far. I'll be interested to see what actual consistent data I'm going to get for this. I'm already going to say there's going to be the averages that I'm going to put out there, and what's going to happen is the deep face drive is going to be very different, because when you hit it out of the toe or out the heel, it's gone. See you later ball, because they are going 200 yards, 150 yards, rather than with the RADSPEED. If I hit one out the toe, it will still probably go 300 yards pretty easily. So that's a very obvious thing that I've noticed early on. I'm not using any old-fashioned balls or anything. I thought I'd give myself a fair shot. I'm using the brand new Srixon Z-Star balls, if you want to focus, buddy. If you guys want to take a look at those, go onto the GolfMagic website, and we've got a few reviews on those already. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is just see how consistent it is on the launch monitor here at the Swing Suite and compare it to the RADSPEED. I think I know what's going to happen. I think you guys know what's going to happen here, but yeah, I think the Deep Face could have a few surprises in store. Let's see how I get on. Right, so I have just hit the Deep Face, I hit the RADSPEED earlier, and got some pretty interesting data here on this TrackMan at the Swing Suite. So the RADSPEED, if you guys aren't new to the channel, I've reviewed this and put this up against other drivers before, but I'll put the data that I got for myself today up on the screen now, and as you can see, yeah, good data. My swing speed is finally on the way up, so if you guys aren't dropping a like on this video because of that, what are you doing? But yeah, you can see 118 clubhead speed, very good, and ball speed is creeping up there, so I'm very happy with that. This driver, the RADSPEED, is always just I think it's the most consistent driver I've hit so far in 2021 in terms of kind of dispersion. I'm always hitting it pretty straight, and the only miss that I had today, I was only hit it once, was just a little bit high and right, and it's just smelled a little bit too much. But for a miss, I would probably take that, because it just means that you're a bit short in right of the fairway rather than low spin, duck kick left or something like that. So a very consistent driver, and that's why the RADSPEED for me is a really good driver for this year, and it's rivaling all the top brands. One thing that, let's start with the positives, because go here at GolfMagic, we're a positive channel. Let's talk about a distance that I'm getting with this thing. So yeah, it goes a long way. I won't be mean to this club, because although it has its negatives, this club for me, it was going over 300 yards. Not consistently, I'll say that right now. We're not responsible for anyone who buys any of these drivers because of this video, because this driver did go 300 yards, but not on average at all. I could get this club to about 310, and let's put the data up on the screen for you for my max drive for this one here. So as you can see, decent clubhead speed, decent ball speed as well, a bit slower than the RADSPEED, obviously for both club and ball speed, you'd expect that, but still getting it over 300 yards, just about, and yeah, it's a good driver when you hit it out the middle. But the problem is, and this is just because I think me being 24 years old, having grown up with having 460cc faces, I still have absolutely no idea how to hit this, because when you set up to it, I'll show you now, when you set up to it, it looks like a 3-wood, it looks like a 5-wood, and I'm putting it on quite a high tee, so it's almost like I want to put it a bit back in my stance and hit it like a 3-wood. This led to some interesting results, and I sculled a few shots. I hit a few shots off the toe. I hit about 3 or 4 shots that went about 100 yards. The dispersion as well, it was going that way, it was going absolutely everywhere, and that's because this driver is way behind the technology. There's a reason this driver, you can get it now and it costs 30 quid. It's got a shaft in it that I think it's a regular shaft. I've got no idea what it is. The grip's pretty dodgy, but it just shows a difference in like technology that's been introduced over the last 20 years. But then again, I'm still hitting it over 300 yards on a good day with this. So what my kind of thoughts are from this video is that technology has come a long way. You can see with this wonderful club that obviously served Tiger Woods very well, technology has come a very long way. But in what way? Is it distance? Is it really distance? For the professionals, absolutely. Of course it is, because they're the ones who are able to fine-tune those new Sim 2 drivers, those new RADSPEED drivers, and get those extra ball speed, extra few miles an hour. With this, I think for like an amateur, in terms of distance, there won't be too much difference. As you can see there, I can still hit this one over 300 yards when I absolutely mash it, but the main difference is when we're not hitting it in the center of the club face. When I was hitting it there, or when I was hitting it there, who knows where it could go, guys. It could have gone left, right, it could have hit me in the face, it could have gone absolutely anywhere. It really is a dangerous club to use if you're not hitting out the middle. With any sort of driver that you get in 2021, when you don't hit out the middle, and this is what I think TaylorMade have done really well in their new Sim 2 driver, they've made sure that it still goes pretty similar to if you hit it out the middle, 300 yards down the middle. If you hit it on the right side of the club face, on the toe or the heel, it can still go 300 yards down the middle. This thing, you've got not a hope in hell of getting this anywhere down the middle if you hit it on the toe. And because it's got such a small sweet spot, you're in a bit of trouble. So, if you guys are watching this video thinking, I tell you what, I can get this King Cobra Deep Face for 30 quid on eBay, GolfMagic recommendation, if you guys are knocked off scratch, stay well away, because we are not responsible and will not take any claims for people having their handicaps raised by getting any of these drivers. It's still a good driver. I'm not going to be negative because I do like this club, but it's real tough to hit it consistently, and that's for someone who, I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but who's a pretty decent ball striker. So it just shows how good the drivers are in today's market, especially the Cobra, but also a good testimonial to this club because it still goes a long way. That brings me to the end of the video, guys. Usually at brand battles, I do crown a winner. This was more of just a bit of an entertainment piece because unless the King Cobra had some alien technology in it, there was no way this was going to outperform the RADSPEED. So obviously the RADSPEED is the far better performing driver at this one, but a special mention for this King Cobra driver. And you know what, guys? I think I'm going to give this club, for the GolfMagic medals that we do in the reviews, I'm going to give this an honorary mention because this club, although it will probably be in my nightmares tonight and for the rest of the week, it goes a long way, and it shows that Tiger really did have some pretty decent distance back in the 90s, and shows also how far golf club technology has come in the last 20 years. So yeah, honorary mention for this one, and maybe if I get 200 likes in this video, when we're out of lockdown, I'll take it out on the course and see if I can do, I don't know, shoot even par. No, let's not kill ourselves. Let's see if I can shoot 10 over par on a round of golf with this King Cobra Deep Face driver. So guys, that does bring us to the end of this video, but as you could tell by the title of this video, we have a massive Cobra giveaway for you. You may be thinking, is this going to be the King Cobra Deep Face driver to give away? No, here at GolfMagic, we're a little bit nicer than that, so we're going to give away a brand new Cobra RADSPEED driver, and you only have to do a few things to be in a chance of winning. So first of all, like this video if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. Second one, subscribe to the GolfMagic YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already. And the third one is subscribe to Cobra Puma Golf's YouTube channel. I'll put a link down in the description for their channel so you guys can go to that straight away and click that subscribe button. Finally, in the comments, comment down below what specs you guys would like. So for instance, there are 3 Cobra RADSPEED drivers, the RADSPEED XB, and the RADSPEED XD, and you have a choice between those. You would then give your flex, so regular or stiff, and then you would give your loft as well, so 9 degrees or 10.5 degrees. If you are left-handed, I'd put that as well, because if you do win, we don't want to send you a right-handed driver and then you wouldn't be able to use it. So yeah, if you're left-handed, put that as well. As well as this, there could be a few more chances to enter this giveaway if you follow us on our other socials. So Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm sure you guys have already followed us on those, but if you haven't, make sure you go and follow them, and we may be releasing a few more chances to enter to this giveaway very, very soon. Good luck, this will run for 2 weeks, and I will announce it on the 17th of February. I will see you guys at the next video.